I just hit the record button. You are watching the FALCAST, number 1 of 1, the last one, the first one. How many? I don't know. I have no clue. I've never done anything like this before. We have done a few videos where I would take an idea and I just kind of riff on it, talk on it. This is not that. Anything can happen. This is hit the record button and things happen. That's what it is. It's very different, and I'm starting to process that all right now live in the moment. We just did one cut. Can we make it the whole way without another one? Probably not. This is actually very difficult. This is even more difficult than I thought it was going to be, and I knew it was going to be difficult. But I think that's why I'm doing it. That's kind of what I was just thinking. I was like, why am I doing this? I think that's actually genuinely why I'm doing it. I have another channel, and you may know it. It's good. It's great. I put so much into it. I put my whole life into it, basically. But I think it almost feels now like a well-oiled machine, and I love that. It's made my life better. It's made it so that I can actually, like, take time off, and I can do this and that, and it's a fluid system. I'd rather have it that way. But there's less chaos, there's less unpredictability, there's less, I don't know what else, but something like that. And I think that's maybe what is driving me in this direction. I think it might just be like me wanting to purposefully push myself off the edge of my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. And that's what's happening live right now. Assuming I'm going to put this out. I think I'm going to put this out. Why not? Honestly, why not? That's what I've been thinking. I wanted to do this for weeks. I've been like, yo, get on there, do it, just do it, see how it feels, see what happens. And, sometimes there's like little voices that are like, no, you do this instead. You can always work on this. You can always make your 8th thumbnail for your other video and A/B test that. It's like, okay, just hold on for a second. Just hold on for a second, right? If I'm here talking, that's something. And maybe it's not doing it for the sake of like getting views or growing something. Maybe it's just doing it for the sake of doing it. If that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? There's something I think that is liberating about that to me personally, because I've worked, like I said, like my whole half of my life on building, at least one YouTube channel to be successful and sustain itself and make a good impact and do all these different things. But this one, dude, this one's crazy. This could be anything. It could literally be anything, and there's no pressure whatsoever. The only pressure is the pressure that I put on myself, and I'm not going to let myself do that on this one. I don't think, at least yet. No. I don't think I will. But it's fascinating to me. It's like a playground almost, It's a free area where there are no rules. There are no limits. The only limits are the ones that I set, like I said, on myself. And I find that really interesting. And I've had this channel for a little while, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? Could be nothing, Could be something. I still don't know. In this moment right now, I still don't know. This has been fun, though, so far. Wait, no, I almost cut there. Don't cut. Keep talking. I mean, I can cut if I want to, but I'm going to try not to. It's funny, like, I want to do videos like this, and then I think, like, part of my brain is like, that's not going to do well. You know what I mean? I have built this brain for better, not for worse, that tries to really understand like what people like and what keeps them engaged. And how can I make the best use of their time? And how can I make them enjoy this piece of content? And that's good, because then, like, that works with the algorithm. It recommends it. People are happier. They come back. I'm happy with all that. But over time, there becomes this sort of voice that's like, why are you sitting there talking? There's no visuals. There's been no visuals on screen for however many minutes. It's 5 minutes. There's been nothing. That's not the age. We were in 2025, Falcon. You know what I mean? Oh, I just used the full government name. I was supposed to just say falc. But there's no, you know what I mean? There's no transitions. There's no cuts. There's no, do I put music in the background? I don't know. Probably not. Do I? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do I put it in? I mean, I probably already made that decision by the time you're seeing this. But, there's that voice, right? And I think I'll always have that voice, but at least for now, I could just go like this and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Get out. I'm not listening. I'm not. So that's where we're at. As far as what is this, that's probably something that I should answer. Or do I have to? Do I have to answer? Do I have to answer what this is? I like I've done a few of these and I've enjoyed them. They've generally had an outline. I think they've never been scripted, which is another thing where it's like the voice in your head's like, you should have a specific theme, or you should have a niche, or you should have an aim, and then you should have an outline. You should have a script. There's all these, like, I don't want to call them rules, but there's all these pieces or features of content that's successful. And I'm interested in the idea of just saying no to all that stuff. Does that make sense? I think if I got on and I had a very well, like, scripted, thought out idea that I wanted to share with you guys, and it had I had the question in the beginning and then I had the answer at the end, had all this stuff, could it do well? Maybe, possibly. Could I have a bigger impact? Maybe, possibly. But I think I'm at this point where I have no more energy for that right now. And I don't mean that in the long run. I mean that in, like, that's what I do most of my time, most of these days. So if I get a free hour or however long this is going to be, I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of don't want to, write a script. I kind of don't want to have an editor edit it and then, like, pick it apart and make sure it's as perfect as it can be. I kind of don't want to do that at all, at least at this point. So that's why we're here. That's why I'm sitting here, and I think it's going okay. There goes number 2. I was trying not to go for number 2. We're going to try not to go for number 3. It might happen. It might, you know what? Whatever. Just mark it up. Mark them up. I don't even care. That's what I just said. I said I don't even care. This is my first time, like I said, doing something like this. Whenever someone does something for the first time, you can't hold yourself to a really high standard. Even though I've been making content for like 15 years, it's not the same. This is the hardest thing that I've done, to try to hold your attention and be engaging and be worthwhile. Because if I'm not worthwhile, then there's no point in doing this. But I think I can be worthwhile. I do think that I can. Am I just made to go on and play Mario and go whoa and do, like, all these crazy things and set up these crazy ideas and all this stuff? Is that it? Is that where the through line is? Or is there more? Is there more to find? I don't know. I think that's what we might try to figure out together. I'm at least interested in that. I'm at least interested in giving that sort of thing a try, just for the experience. Because, like I said, sometimes things in life and your career, they start to blend in a little bit. The years begin to blend in. And I think if I'm taking steps to sort of break out of that, I think that's bold and somewhat brave. And I don't know. I should maybe give myself a little bit of credit in that. No matter how it goes, I can't expect the first of anything to be any good. if it's anything better than terrible, then I think it's probably a success. But yeah, so I did. I just talked about the script thing, but I did write down a few notes. And I know that's not exciting. I know I say not exciting, but hear me out, because I was like, what do you want to talk about? What can you offer is another thing I wrote, because I want to be useful. If I want to be useful. I don't want to just. This is not supposed to be like a therapy session. It's supposed to be like I want to share maybe like wisdom or thoughts, or I don't know, just think through ideas and talk through them, and I don't know. I think it's just like I don't know. I think we all sort of spend a lot of time in our head, and we think through ideas, we think through things. But let me tell you, sitting here right now, it's a whole nother thing to speak them out and know that it is going out to the world. It's easier in your head, believe it or not, because I don't know. There's so much that you're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want it to come off the wrong way. I want to make sure, I can convey my thoughts and feelings in the best way possible. And language sometimes is just limited, and it sucks, because you may have, feelings towards certain things, and sometimes you can never fully convey them. You can try. You can use your tone of voice. You can use body language. You can use physical touch. You give someone a hug. You could do things, but at the end of the day, there's so much more going on that is hard and can sometimes be muddied by words. Does that make sense? So you're my brain is just like going, and then my mouth is like, can you try to do this? And then the brain's like, no, but I meant this, and this, and this. And then the mouth's like, but I just meant this. And it's like, I don't know, thoughts, ideas, feelings, everything's all extremely nuanced. And I think sometimes things come out black and white when you say them, just because you have to. There's literally no other way. So yeah. So what was I saying? Oh, what can you offer? Yeah. I mean, I want to try to be useful at the end of the day, because if I'm not, then like I said, what's the point? I have a channel that is for entertainment, and it can be viewed as any way you like. It could be viewed as escapism. It could be viewed as, I really try to make it something that is joyful, because I understand that that's kind of stuff is contagious. I truly believe that. So if you sit and watch somebody who's joyful and happy and is having a good time, you are much more likely to we are all so impressionable. So you are much more likely to feel that feeling. You're much more likely to smile and laugh along with that person. And so that's a lot of what my mission is on the Red Falcon channel, is to give people a good time, make them maybe think, give them a challenge, or give them some sort of competition or contest to get excited about. But along the way, just engage, entertain, and give them a good, positive time with another human being. That's in a nutshell. Obviously, there's way more to that, but that's in a nutshell of what I can offer over there. It's joy, it's laughter, it's smiles, it's all that good stuff, I think, that I love personally. And so I just try to radiate that as much as I possibly can. And that makes the whole thing go around. That makes, working on the videos and the editing of the videos and the thumbnails and all that stuff, that makes it great. It makes it seamless, because I know that at the end of the day, I think I'm doing a sort of net good thing. I'm giving a product that is, could enhance your mood, let's say, or anything like that. So that's sort of what is there. I wrote down a few things of what I can offer. I've done some videos on this sort of stuff, and I also wanted to parlay is maybe not the word, overlay it, Venn diagram it with things Is that a What? How do I do a Venn diagram? There you go. There it is. There it is. Nope, nope, nope. The nose. The nose is in there. So where's the nose? Where's the nose of what can I offer in terms of like what is my life experience, doing what I've done and just being how I've been for almost 29 years. I know it's not a lot, but I'm not like some old wise guy, but like, I don't know, I've picked up a couple of things, right? So what can I offer is the big thing, but I also want to Venn diagram it with what am I interested in, right? So what are the things that I would like to maybe talk about, or things that would feel natural to me, or things that would excite me to potentially talk about or make more content about. Because at the end of the day, like if I can offer something, but I'm not like really in love with it, or I don't really like it, that's never going to work out in the long run. You know how that goes. So that's not going to work. Or if it's something I'm really interested in, but I have like zero expertise and I've never done in my life, that could still work. Like I've always wanted to fish, dude. And I've been fishing like twice. I've been terrible at it. Like if I wanted to do fishing, like it could work going from ground zero to like, that could be entertaining. The beginning parts probably be a little rough to watch, to be honest with you, but that could work. That's a better scenario than the first scenario that I laid out, where as long as you're really interested in it, it can work. But it helps to have some sort of like maybe expertise or experience or some sort of thing. So I wrote life/optimism/happiness/meaning. I wrote them all in one bullet point. And that's something that I've done a few videos on a little bit. It's more on like the philosophical, psychological sort of side of things. I think that stuff literally never gets boring. I'm always fascinated about that stuff and new ideas, and how the last one I talked about, like perspective, I think is super interesting. How, at the end of the day, we always have control of our perspective, and our perspective is everything. And so that was a fun thing to think about and to discuss. Also didn't have like a script on that at all. I had a couple bullet points, but that was just something that I was kind of interested in. I wrote content. I mean, I have spent, like I said, so long, and I've spent like, I can't tell you how many hours studying and doing content, thousands of videos. I don't know how many hours, I don't know how many views, like hundreds of millions of views at this point, which is insane to even say out loud. I have a slew of knowledge. I think I'm most knowledgeable about that than anything ever. The whole life and happiness and all that stuff, I'm still figuring some of that out. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty okay at that. I think I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty optimistic, all that stuff. But obviously I'm still figuring some of that out. Content, still figuring that out too. But there are definitely like, again, I don't want to use the word rules, but there are definitely things that I could teach in terms of content. I've thought about doing that, like, especially while it's on the top of my mind in my active career. Like, it'd be really cool to like do some sort of like YouTube series about, all the different things about how to be successful on YouTube when it comes to like titles, thumbnails, the video itself, all that kind of stuff. I've always found retention graphs really interesting. If you don't know what that is, like when you watch a video, they give you on the back end of it, they give you a line graph of where people watched and where they sort of dipped off and stopped watching. And sometimes you get these like these pretty deep dips. Sometimes you get these spikes of people that want to rewatch certain parts. Sometimes it's like a slow dive. Sometimes it's flat, and that's the best thing that you want to see. That means people are watching all of it and loving it. Hopefully loving it. That's super fascinating. So that's something I've watched on every video we've uploaded on Red Falcon for the last like 3 years or something like that. So that will, I mean, obviously I'm kind of psycho, I'm kind of crazy, but like that will give you insight on like what not to do. People leave en masse at this one part. What were we doing at this one part? Was I saying this sort of thing? Were we completely changing topics? That's a big one. You know, were we doing something that wasn't promised in the freaking the thumbnail, or all that stuff. So there's so much within that that I could speak on, that I can enlighten on, that I don't know, I feel like could be good for this. But I feel like, if I'm being completely honest, which I am this whole time and I always will be, I don't know if that's as exciting to me in terms of like what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Remember when we talked about the Venn diagram and the circles? The circle for me, like giving content advice, or like building some class, or building some sort of like series of videos that would teach people. The expertise part is pretty big. It's probably not the biggest, but it's pretty big. And then the like interest is like middle. It's like middle of the road. It's like middle C, middle O. I think it's just because it's what I've done for so long that like I'm always sort of, and this is being really honest, I'm always sort of flirting with like the burnout level of it, if that makes sense. It's I have to say it's very hard to be a solid, consistent content creator for a long period of time, especially on the same subject matter. You sort of have to, and that's another thing I could talk about, is burnout. Like that's another thing you have to play with constantly, because you want to keep going, but there's a part of you that's like, you've been doing this for a long time, and what if you did something else? What if you this and that? So I guess all I was trying to say with that is, yeah, I've been doing it. I've done it a lot. Would I really be fired up to like make a ton of videos about it? Maybe, like, I could, but I don't know. It almost feels like I should, if that makes sense. I don't think there's anything I should or need to do, but I almost feel like by the time I'm done, and I have no idea when that's going to be, by the time I'm done with content, I almost feel like I need to give away everything that I know and everything that I've learned. It sort of just feels like I owe it to people, and literally, why not? Like I said, I think it's probably the best thing that I'm at. Does that even make sense? Does that sentence, the thing that I'm most good at, and I'm pretty good at it, and I feel like if I can help people, I should. So that's a big one. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm just saying it, okay? Like, I don't know. Am I gonna write scripts? Am I gonna do them well edited? Am I going to, if I can not do that, that'd be great. But I know that there's a linear relationship between preparing and making things look good and how the thing performs. And then, I'm not going to lie to you, of course I care about how the thing performs. I want people, if I'm going to put time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into something, of course I want people to see it. So that's a whole thing, right? It's like, how much do you commit to something? I think what I'm doing right now is perfect. I think it's golden. I'm enjoying it so far. It's relatively easy. I think of a few things that I want to talk about. I sit, I talk. I'm not going to edit this. I'm sure it could, like I said, I'm sure it could be better. We could put something on the green screen and we can have it move in, whatever. Like maybe in the future. But right now, I'm just going to not think about that sort of stuff. The other one, business, marketing. Those are things that I'm naturally really interested in. It's what I studied. It's what I study basically every day. I think like a lot of content even is marketing is important, because marketing is, that's your packaging, that's your title and your thumbnail, and that's even like maybe the beginning of your video. Like, how do you market it? But I think it's so much more than that. And that's why I love both of those areas and why I studied it. And I just remember I just remember when I was like a freshman in high school, I took Intro to Business, and I hated it, dude. I did not like it, and I came to realize, like, what the class was, it was a ton of just random definitions and terms, and I was like, why do I care about this business? Whatever. And then I remember when I was a junior, I took marketing. I heard it was good. I was like, I'm gonna give it a try, because at the time I was very interested in, like, psychology and that sort of stuff, and I knew marketing and advertising were sort of like in that realm. And it completely changed the way I thought about it. I think, like, if you like, it can get a bad rep because it's business. It's like, oh, how can we profit off this? And at the end of the day, sometimes it can be that. But what I learned is, like, you can also very much use it for good. If you understand what people want and you could provide them a product or a service that benefits their life, at the end of the day, it's hard to get, that much better than that. So I love that. I'm really interested in that stuff. I mean, I'm also really interested in investing, which is sort of in the realm of business. It's like what businesses, what companies are, worthwhile, and which ones are worth investing in, and which ones are helping sculpt and build our future. That stuff is super fascinating to me. At the end of the day, I wrote, like, people. That's what I just wrote. I had all these bullet points that I just listed off to you, but I think at the end of the day, people is the thing that I am the most interested in. People. It's not like he said, she said this, like the drama of every day. Like, no, it's not that. I'm really just interested in macro ideas, like zooming out completely. What do people want? What are we after? What is it? Is it just happiness? Is it contentment? Is it meaning? I mean, we could go into any of that stuff. Like, I think for me, I would if I had to rank them, I would definitely rank meaning over happiness. I don't know if everybody would do that, but I definitely would. Is it love? Is it to be loved? Is it to give love? Because you hear that a lot, that love is the answer. And I feel that way. I feel like I love everyone, no matter what. And I think the more that I think that, the more that I believe that, and the more that I put that out, the more love that I get in return, and the better I feel. It's a weird kind of loop, if that makes sense. Is it truth? I wrote love, truth. Truth's a big one. I think we all want to just know the truth. I think we all want to be true to each other. I think we all want to be true to ourselves. Progress. Progress is another one. What do we want? Progress. Of course we want progress. I think that's like maybe number one. I think any of these could be number one. Dude, these are all good. Right below, what's number one? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if you can give a number one. I don't even know if you can rank them between all the ones I just said of, like, what do we want the most? Progress is really important, man. It's like we all want to be moving in a forward direction. I think that's huge, no matter what class you are, no matter what status you are, no matter where you are in life. I think we all want to just be moving forward. We all want to be a better person. We all want to be a better version of ourselves compared to the person that was yesterday or a year ago or a couple years ago. I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we can all do and all work towards. I wrote down the element of surprise, to be wowed and to not know. That's another really good one. Wow, I love that. I think if we knew the answer to everything, or if we knew what was going to happen tomorrow, or if we knew what we were going to do next year, if we knew the day we were going to die, if we knew all that stuff, it would just take so much of the beauty of every day out of it. I think it would just, it would, I don't want to say ruin it, but it kind of would. I think not knowing and the element of surprise is something that is so integral to everyday life. And I think it's so important. So that's an interesting sort of topic to even think about. And then like, I guess sometimes you do want to know. Sometimes you don't want to be surprised, right? Like sometimes you want to freaking sleep in the same bed that you woke up in. You want to know where you live. Some people want to know, the best local restaurants. Some people don't want to, be surprised in certain ways. Some people want to crack open a Diet Coke and it tastes like the last Diet Coke you had like yesterday. Some people are huge Diet Coke people. I'm just saying here, like you don't want to be surprised by everything. So like, where do we draw the line on that? I don't know. I'm using another one. I gotta. Final thing I wrote down: authenticity. I literally just wrote the word authenticity, but it's true. I talked about it with truth, but I think that's like another one that's like, wow, that's kind of everything. And that's actually one of the main reasons I'm here right now with this. I think there's almost nothing more authentic than just sitting in front of a camera with a microphone. It's so authentic that it almost freaks me out a little bit. But I'm here anyway, and I'm trying. I'm just doing it, okay? And it's like, especially from my perspective, when you're used to, I don't want to say like playing a character, but playing a role in another form, and you're so used to a role, and I wouldn't change anything. And I don't think there's anything about that role that is inauthentic. It is definitely authentic, but there is still, a lot that you can fall back on. There is still, when you have a gaming channel, there's still, you're not the main focus. Some people may say that you are. I don't believe that. I don't think I am. I'm a supplement to it, but there is so much more that you can work with. And when you are literally just here and you have to give your authentic self, like I've said a few times already, it's very challenging, but I think it is worth it. I think it's pushing, us and myself to move in a direction that is more authentic, and that is so worth it, because I don't think there's anything better than that. If I think to all the people that I love to spend time with, I think the people that I love to spend time with the most are the most authentic, that are going to, tell it like it is, say it how it is, say what's on their mind, and not try to mince or try to, do any of that stuff, because I don't know if I could really explain why. I think we all just really respect that about other people. And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to do now, is to just give you my authentic self. And even if nobody watches this, even if nobody cares, at least I did it for myself, and I can sort of be proud and say, well, I did it. That's pretty cool. And for somebody that's in such a groove or in such a habit of being one way, here's another way. Here's another way, and this is, potentially the way. It's the most authentic way. So I think authenticity is massive, and it's something I'd maybe be interested in talking more about, thinking more about. And yeah, I think it's another one of those words that I throw in there that are like, what do we want the most of? And I find that that's like, it's probably one of the most underrated pieces of life, or like even content, like which I was talking about earlier. There's all these little rules and all these little things for making successful content that the algorithm wants, right? But like, really what not a lot of people think about is the authenticity factor. I think people know when you're BSing them, whether it's subconscious or conscious. When someone's giving you the runaround, dude. Like, it's, when someone's full of it. And maybe not everybody knows, but And so I think like that's, if I had to give a one overarching tip to somebody that wanted to be a content creator that's thinking about content, I think authenticity is like maybe number one. It might actually just be number one, to be your authentic self and to live that way every single day, every moment, and to not apologize for it, and to really be who you feel, is it's not just a content thing, it's a life thing, man. It's everything. It unlocks all of it, and you just really stop caring about what people think, and all that stuff in the background just sort of fades away. And I realize like there's nothing really more important to me than that, than being my true authentic self. And if somebody doesn't fuck with that, can I say fuck? I don't know. Probably. If somebody doesn't fuck with that, like, sucks. You know what I mean? Like they can deal with that on their own. The minute that you stop just the voices in your head of other people and what they think, the moment you quiet those is the moment you can actually really be yourself. Because you're never truly going to be yourself when you have those voices in your head and you have, you're trying to be like someone else, or you're trying to be something else. And that's something that I think about a lot, and something that I really try to harness. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to be inspired by somebody else. It's okay to want to be like somebody else. But at the end of the day, nobody is going to be a better you than you. I mean, you've probably heard it. Everybody else is taken, There's nobody that can be you like you. There's nobody that's even close to you. That's like the most freaking 8 billion people, and there's nobody that even like looks, sounds, has the same interests as you, has the same name as you. Like as soon as you get past like 2 of those check boxes, nothing. You know what I mean? Fingerprint. Like, think about stuff like that. That's crazy to consider how truly unique we all are. And it's a shame to try to put that in the same box. I think we all need our own box. Everybody needs their own box. That's what I'm saying. You can quote me on it. Everybody needs their own box. Stop getting in other people's boxes. It's your box, and you do what you want with your box. Give me another cut. What do you want to see? I'm genuinely curious. Comment. I already asked you to comment about it. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to comment. But comment, if maybe 1 or 2 people, whoever watches this, comment what you would want to see. You could leave an answer like whatever you want to do, but then that doesn't really, I don't know. I guess that makes me feel good. I don't know. But like, is this okay? Is this fine? Do we just keep running this? Because I could probably, I don't want to commit to anything. I could probably do this somewhat often. That's what I'll say. I could probably do this somewhat often, because this is just recording and talking. And like I said, it can be difficult, but it doesn't require a ton of time and energy, which I'm already a little bit tapped out on. So we can do this. Are people going to watch this? I don't know. I have no idea. Or should I sort of double click? Should I sort of zoom in? Should I maybe try to have a topic on a video and really sort of refine that and try to make it good and curated? Should I try to double down on some of this stuff that I wrote down, like content or business, marketing, investing, life, all that? Like, is there one of those that you'd be interested in seeing more of? What do you think? Because right now, I'm vibing with this. I think it's good. I don't know. It's okay. It's been fun for me. I don't know if it's been fun for you, but it's been fun for me. And maybe we just take it from there, okay? And maybe that's what we do, because as soon as I start to really think about, it's got to have the right title, it's got to have the right thumbnail, it's got to have all this stuff, then that other part of my brain starts to light up. And trust me, like I said, I love that other part of my brain. It's made me who I am today, and it's given me the freedom to, do this and have all this experience and set my life up. So I freaking love that part of my brain. But at the same time, maybe sometimes that little part of your brain is just like, okay, maybe take a rest. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just sit there. Maybe just watch. Maybe just watch. How about that? How about you just sit there and you just watch, because you don't control everything. You can control me sometimes. Sometimes 9 to 5, sometimes working, you could do a little bit of that. But right here, right now, you can watch. I'm not against you. We're all friends here, but maybe you could just watch and not speak as much and let me speak. So, yeah, I don't know. So what do you think? What do you want to say? What do you think? I could have people on if you want. I could try to, like, I have a ton of content creator friends I could probably have. I don't know. Maybe is that too scary for them to just like sit here and talk? It's pretty freaking scary, but I don't know. I mean, I think I could be a good, like, host or a good, like, person to talk to. Should I take like questions from the audience? Should I have you guys like comment questions, and then like next time I hop on, I just kind of riff on those? I think that could work. That could definitely work. Like I said, I want to be useful, so that's probably a pretty good way of being useful. So see how it go. Oh, that just reminded me. I started a website. I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to make like a website. So I was like getting into like, I keep hearing about this like vibe coding. Have you heard about this? Like where so you like you take AI and you like build a website by just like telling it what to do. I was like, okay. So like I said, I'm interested in like business and investing and all that. So I was like, okay, this is the future. So I got to try it out. So I tried it. I wasn't very good at it, dude. I wasn't very good at it. I was trying to use like, maybe I need to be using something else, but I was using ChatGPT and it kept giving me like these versions of the site, and I was like, oh no. And I had this like Cloudflare. I bought the domain. I got falc.co. I was like, this is legendary. I've always wanted to have like, I do. I have a company, Falcorp. I've always wanted that, but I've never had, like a domain or anywhere to put it. So I got falc.co. I mean, it's live right now. You could go to it. I literally just set it up to make it look nice, and then I wanted a box where you could just type whatever you wanted and hit like send, and I could read it. So maybe we could use that. Falc.co. I'll leave it in the description, but I don't know. Maybe comments are better for YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm gonna do with falc.co, but we could do something sick with it. What should I do with falc.co? That could be. Oh, that's another question. I don't know, man. I don't know who's even watching this still at this point, but let me know. I think you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. I love you all. You're all amazing. Let's just keep killing it. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going, because it's gonna get better. I promise you, it's gonna get better. And we're gonna do it together. And I'm gonna be here for you. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. This might be the last. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. I'm not a guy that promises too much, because it makes me, I don't know. I just don't want to I never want to set expectations super high and just kind of let you down on them. So I'm not saying that we're going to be doing this all the time. Maybe I will. I don't know. I had a lot of fun, but I'm sort of running out of things to say. So comment, what should I say? What should I do? Comment below. Peace. Love you guys. You're the best. End record.